What's up? I'm Dregs1 and this is the history of the Bay Area YouTube series. A little introduction for y'all. Around March of 2022, I started using TikTok to make short video clips about graffiti and rap music from the Bay, and the response has been huge. In just a few months, my TikToks have gotten millions of views. I got tens of thousands of new followers, and my clips have been getting shared all over the internet and different social media platforms. So I figured this would be the perfect time for me to do longer content here on YouTube. But before I get into that, I want to let the people know more about what this project is all about. So I was born in San Francisco in 1987, and I grew up in Lakeview. It's a small neighborhood on the southwest edge of the city. Some people might know the neighborhood through the music of people like Cougnut, Selsky, IMP, and a lot of other rappers have come out of there. So you can already imagine that hip hop was the soundtrack to my childhood. And at the same time, when I was growing up, SF was like the top destination in the world for graffiti. Besides the writers that were from the Bay, you had cats from LA, you had cats from New York, you had people from all over coming through to contribute to the culture. So it was natural that I soak all that up and I gravitated towards hip hop and graffiti as a kid. You know, I didn't have the easiest childhood. I didn't do well in school. I had my own share of struggles, but music and art have been the only things that have been consistent that I've never given up on since that time that I was a kid. As a graffiti writer, you know, I was decent. I never went all city or anything, but I had some talented friends. I met a lot of legendary writers, and I paid my dues bombing and trying to advance in the culture as much as I could. By the time I was about 20 though, I had gotten caught enough times and I've been through enough crazy stuff that I was pretty much done. But I never fell out of love with the culture. I always sketched the Black Book. I would still get up here and there with my folks every now and then, but it really wasn't until about 2015 that I picked it back up when an older homie of mine, shout out to Joker, he gave me some encouragement and he took me to do a piece in the Mission. And that really boosted my confidence in a way that never happened when I was a kid. So I started getting back into painting. I improved my can control. I stepped up my letters and my color schemes. I started doing characters and backgrounds. And I've been able to paint with some really amazing artists and learn a lot from them. I've painted all around the world. I've gotten paid for doing walls and murals. And even though I don't bomb anymore, graffiti is always gonna be part of my life. At the same time, I've been recording and selling music since I was about 19 years old. I started with my crew, Gas Mask Colony. We basically learned the independent hustle in the early 2000s, rocking shows, putting out projects, and promoting our stuff through the internet and in the streets. And I've done my solo thing since then. I've been making beats, recording albums, and working with a lot of talented artists. And I've had a great run over the years, performing all over the United States and overseas, staying on my independent grind and just doing what I love. And I've gotten to work with artists like Andre Nicotina, Souls of Mischief, The Jacka, Hustler, Black Sea from RBL, Burner, Spice One, and many others. But in the last couple years, you know, I started taking music more serious than ever and really investing everything I have into this craft and running things like a business, and it's been paying off like never before. So why am I doing this Bay History series? You know, as a rap cat in 2022, you really got to utilize social media to its full potential. Back in the days, the strength of your sound was enough to get some attention, but you know, times have changed, and now it's about really connecting with your audience and giving them a chance to really get to know who you are outside of just the music. And TikTok has become the best platform for this probably ever. So I figured that I needed to start doing some original content to show people more what I'm about and what I have to offer. If you're already familiar with my music, then you know that graffiti and Bay Area rap and San Francisco culture are huge themes in my work. So I decided to expand on this by doing a video series to share some of the knowledge that I have about the things that I love. And I also have a long history of working with the youth. I've done after school programs, workshops, and I've even taught classes in schools. So that gave me the experience on breaking down hip hop culture in a way that's easily accessible. You know, aside from that, The reason I do this is because I really love this culture. I grew up in a very special time in San Francisco, and the city has changed so much through gentrification and other things that a lot of what I speak on doesn't even exist anymore. The culture of the Bay is changing. Hip hop itself is changing. So I want to play my part to preserve as much as I can and give props to the pioneers and the legends that inspired me to do what I'm doing today. And honestly, as a youngster, there weren't too many OGs looking out for us. A lot of older cats will criticize the new generation for not knowing enough about the culture. But at the same time, there's not very many people out there giving the game to the youth. So my hope is that I can keep the things that I love alive by inspiring other people to explore the culture the way I was inspired to explore the culture back when I was a kid. So what can you expect from this Bay Area history YouTube series? If you see my clips on TikTok, you know I usually keep them really short for formatting purposes. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of requests for more information. Sometimes I even get criticized for leaving certain things out. But on this YouTube series, these videos are going to be long form, so I can expand on the things that I've covered on TikTok and tell more complete stories. I try to be careful not to speak on things that I don't have firsthand knowledge of. I do a lot of research for these videos to make sure I get the facts straight, but I also do my best to make sure I don't repeat anything faulty or spread misinformation. And I also don't focus on controversy like beef or legal problems or drug issues or anything that could cast a negative light on the artists that I cover. And it's not because I'm trying to whitewash history or paint this perfect picture, but it's because I'm about lifting people up instead of tearing people down. And I don't want someone speaking on my personal issues all over the internet, so I'm gonna give the same respect to other people. And there's enough platforms out there that are profiting off negativity in the Black and brown community and claiming they represent hip hop, so I don't need to play that part. But for certain subjects that have already been documented or spoken on publicly by the people involved, I'll take a real look at them. And I've also been talking to a lot of my friends and associates in this Bay Area community. So this channel is going to feature interviews from some of the artists themselves. So you'll be able to hear directly from them. And I'm hoping I can put out great content for you guys daily. Here's how you can engage with the History of the Bay Area YouTube series. If you like what you've seen on TikTok or Instagram so far, then definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel, like the videos, and leave comments and all that good stuff that YouTubers say. I definitely read and respond to as many comments and DMs as I can. I'm always happy to answer requests of what you want to see or answer your questions. So just hit me up and let me know what's up. And if you really want to support, man, go out there and stream my music. It's on all digital platforms. You can cop some merch from my website, or you can even make a donation to the cause. The links are right here below in the description. And in the future, I'm even going to be throwing some live events to go along with this series. And I hope to just reach and engage with as many of y'all as I can. I'm looking forward to giving y'all the game, and I hope you enjoy it. Peace. Much love.